there to be got.
Z says Doku against Dallo or Ahmad isn't good, guys. Listen, put Lenny Yoro in that right channel, right side centre back, and he doubles up. He's just got to get out there and go deal with him. We've done it before.
I don't think either plays against Doku, to be honest. I've said before. You're saying about Dallo and Ahmad. I don't know if Dallo's going to be fit enough.
Maybe Mazraoui. Mazraoui could knock him down.
Yeah, I don't think Ahmad's going to start a right wing back. I think it might end up being like a Mazraoui or something like that. I think he'll go with a more defensive-minded approach.
Yeah.
So I don't even.
Well, the moral of the story is, like Owen says, like we all agree, like we're not quaking in our boots for this game. That's not being cocky or arrogant. Of course, we can lose if you don't play well enough. You can lose against City any day of the week. Give Haaland easy chances, make mistakes, or take your foot off the gas, or don't match City. You will lose. But the flip side to that is play with intensity, put balls in behind, be aggressive, don't be scared of them. You can get at them. This is a good time. We can literally give them the third loss in a row. Go 1-0 up in that game, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why
pressure's on them. Pressure's on them, mate.
And it's not to put unnecessary pressure on the Man United team because we know how fragile they are. But it is one of those ones where if we come out of that game, not necessarily not with a result, but not with a performance that should go with it, there will be disappointment because it'll be like, they're there for the taking there. You know what I mean? It's like you say, it's not like the old City 5 years ago where they can just run over any team and you go, look, it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. You just have these days. City can do that to you. If Man United don't go there on Sunday and again show a bit of fight or show a bit of, they're there for the taking, that will be disappointing because they've got it in them to collapse, and also we've got it in us to go at City. We've proved it before we can go at City, even when they were better than they are now. So there's no excuse not to go and give City a game on Sunday. And then, like you said, if we can get that win, it would just, on top of obviously just last gasp against Burnley, and then you've got back-to-back wins, something Amrim hasn't done. Tick that one off, which is mad to say, like 9 months into his tenure, but tick that one off. And then if you can get something out of the Chelsea game, not even necessarily a win, but even if you just don't lose, they start putting together some results. That's something Man United haven't been able to do under Ruben Amorim. Put together some results.
and doing it against results. City and Chelsea respectively could actually be not season defining, but it could be a bit of a turnaround. That is where you start to go, well, the last 3 games you've won in the Premier League, which will be an amazing turnaround, and 2 of them are against City and Chelsea. That's where you go, right, what you got, boys? Can you go on a little run here? Because then your next games are Sunderland and I can't remember who else. So, I don't know.
Hungry Alpaca says, have we forgotten Grimsby? We've got to.
Absolutely not.
But we've got to. You know what I mean? Nothing.
You got to move on. It's done.
But it's done now. Nothing came out of it in terms of like Ruben didn't walk or leave. That story's what 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old.
The thing with that is that I think that no one, people say you overreacted and stuff. With what was going on in that moment, the manager literally said those things. And the lead up to it was, fucking hell, what's he going to do? To the point where he came out and said it himself, like, I'm up and down. Like, I thought I actually was going to, you know what I mean? But it isn't the past. Until the next crisis thing happens, which let's not put it into the atmosphere, but we lose heavily against City because these are the things, isn't it? We're always one result away. How we're speaking about this City game, if we go there and get pumped 3-0, we go, this version of City, we we know where we're going to be on Monday morning. So I don't think that will happen, by the way. I think we'll give a good account of ourselves. But these are the things. And then you also go at home against Chelsea, get battered. Again, don't think that will happen, by the way. But if it does, it changes the conversation versus, win these 2 games or at least put in 2 good performances, stuff that we can get behind and say, because when we lost against Arsenal, it wasn't negative. It wasn't everyone going, fucking, this is the same old shit. I gave the praise. I was like, you know what? There's positives there. If we can play like that more often, we'll win more games. But guess what? The 2 games after that, Fulham and Grimsby, we didn't play like that. We lost.
No, again, and the thing is, those specific results and, like I said, the Grimsby thing, I mean, obviously, like you said, you don't forget it, but you also can't dwell on it. It's done. It's over now. We've had a game since then, which we won. When you're talking about, maybe Ruben's tenure as a whole, then you can bring those things back up. But in terms of the relevance of that game to this game, There isn't really much, is there? We proved that, because if we go by the logic of you lost to Grimsby, you can't beat anyone, well, we just beat Burnley in the Prem. They're a better team than Grimsby. So football doesn't make sense that way, does it?
No,
So
no.
just because we went out to
And then Grimsby
and
beat
can't
Man
be seen.
United, but couldn't beat whoever they played,
Bristol
Bradford or
Rovers.
something.
Oh,
Bristol
yeah.
Rovers and shit.
It just doesn't work like that, does it? So, you know.
Yeah. Ant L says best form of defense is attack, play Maz in the 6. Nope. But also, shout out my mate Dougie Critchley from Sky as well. Good friend of mine. Does a lot of good content on his own channel as well. He also did something that I thought was interesting. He put a tweet out on X because he's always looking at stats and looking at football in a different way. I really like his stuff. And Dougie says, everyone focuses on Man City's defensive issues, but do they also have a problem in attack? He said 72 league goals last season was 14 fewer than Liverpool, and their second lowest tally of the last 12 years. Haaland is Haaland, he says, but Marmoush has picked up an injury. Shirky's out for 2 months. They no longer have their best creator in De Bruyne. Doku, Savinho, and Bernardo managed 8 league goals between them last year, and Foden is struggling to stay fit. That's a lot of headaches for Pep. And he's right, because Haaland obviously is Haaland, he's going to score. But it does feel like that now. Haaland was injured a lot last season as well. I get that as well, Leo Yo-Yo. But if you mark Haaland out the game and give him that treatment of like what De Ligt did to Gyökeres, like what we did to Haaland last season as well, at the Etihad and at home, because it was 0-0, boring game at home, isn't it? It does feel like you stop City. Like, obviously they've got players who can score at any moment, but they don't have that, like, oh my God, there's threats from all over. I look at Doku, I think now he's containable. Bottle of fizzy pop, mate. I don't rate him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look on the right-hand side, you go, there's no Shirky. Foden can't stay fit. Who plays out there? Marmoush injured now. So that's probably what? Bernardo Silva out on the right. I think Nico O'Reilly's injured as well, I think.
Yeah. He's injured too.
There's a lot, Oscar Bob, to be fair, is decent. So you've got to watch out for him. But there's just, you just look at it and that fear factor's not there anymore.
No, exactly. I think the goals thing for them, I think, is a really interesting one, because, like you say, Haaland's always going to get his numbers. That is what it is. But what they don't have now, like you say, is those other players like your back in the day, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, or Riyad Mahrez was definitely one of them, or Raheem Sterling when he was there. Of those other players that are going to get like 15 goals a season as well. Like, they don't have that. Like you say, it does feel like all sort of Haaland or nothing. And they did, and they spent a lot of money bringing in those players to replace those people that I've just mentioned.
Yeah.
But Marmoush injured and Ryan Cherky injured. Like I said, Foden off the boil. Yeah, and they go, well, then it's only Haaland's going to really get the goals.
And I'm looking at the team. I'm looking at the team that played against Brighton, and I don't know why Pep even dropped Ruben Diaz. But Kushanov is rubbish. John Stones is now injured again. We know all about Mateus Nunes when he plays right back, Arts Ahmad. So we know about that all over again.